I realized that because I was always surrounded by the people that looking really good and then we really confident. Then it was norm for me because I was surrounding and I was in that environment. But outside an environment that I went out helping my friends, they literally their whole demeanor changed. They feel more confidence. That confidence attract more opportunities, so they can do more, achieve more because they literally looking the part. So seeing that the influence, just looking the part that make you actually do what you want to do and achieve the goal that you dreamed of, it really changed my world.
Hello, and welcome to episode 223 of the Quiet and Strong podcast, especially for introverts. I'm your host, David Hall, and the creator of quietandstrong.com. This is a weekly podcast dedicated to understanding the strengths and needs of introverts, along with strategies for success. Introversion is not something to fix, but to be embraced. Normally, we will air each episode on a Monday. Be sure to subscribe on your favorite platform. Leave a review or a rating. That would mean a lot to me and help others find the show. Tell a friend about the podcast and help get the word out there that introversion is a beautiful thing. Jen Auh is on a mission to help 1,000 image professionals empower 1 million lives by May 2025 through Image Business Accelerator and STYiLES. As the founder of Style Konsult and STYiLES, she is dedicated to elevating the image industry by providing the tools, knowledge, and global exposure professionals need to thrive. With over 2 decades of experience in fashion, beauty, and branding, Jen has worked with top brands like Macy's, Too Faced Cosmetics, and Bliss. She shares her expertise in STYiLES, the definitive guide to building an elite image consulting business, and through her framework that help image professionals grow their businesses while making a lasting impact. Jen's vision is clear: to create a ripple effect where empowered image professionals transform the lives of their clients, shaping confidence, success, and opportunity on a global scale. All right. Well, welcome to the Quiet and Strong podcast, Jen. Jen, it's so good to have you on today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
We're going to talk a lot about the work you do as an image consultant. Tell us about your journey and how you got to be doing the work that you're doing now.
So basically, my career starting as a web designer, specialized in beauty and fashion e-commerce. Actually, I talk about this with my friend last night, literally, because we work in the same company for 5 years. We are still keeping touch, being friends. So during that time, people knew about me that I help my friends looking good and then feeling better about themselves, and then they really excel personal and a professional level. So that's how I start getting people that, okay, can you do the same thing to your friends? So do image consulting. I still had a full time as a web designer. So I help people after work in the weekend. And then that's how I scale up. I do image consulting full time. That was 8 years ago.
Okay. So what got you interested in helping people with their image?
I realized that because I was always surrounded by the people that looking really good and then we really confident. Then it was norm for me because I was surrounding and I was in that environment. But outside an environment that I went out helping my friends, they literally their whole demeanor changed. They feel more confidence. That confidence attract more opportunities, so they can do more, achieve more because they literally looking the part. So seeing that the influence, just looking the part that make you actually do what you want to do and achieve the goal that you dreamed of, it really changed my world. That, oh my goodness, just the looking the part, it could be just changing some people's life. So my friends, me, without intention actually, just making them looking better, they start their own business. They got promotions. They got into really great relationship. So this everything just changed. It amplified their potentials. So that really made me to think this is just great because I was really good at what I was doing. By the way, I was very happy with my web design job because doing the handle with the beauty and fashion, I really happy where I was. However, that when I saw that making people looking better, feeling confidence, you will actually impact more life. So the work that I do as a web designer, obviously I was making the product or the brand appealing to customers so that they can see the value of getting the product or get to know the brand. But then when I apply the same strategy to people, it actually make their life difference. So they can do better, they can get more, also they literally live their dream life. One of my very first clients was a nurse. So he promoted to be a manager of this hospital. So once you be a manager, that you don't wear scrub anymore. You have to wear your own clothes. So that really was challenging for him. And then I helped him to present him as authority figure with confidence and then expertise. That a few years later, he started his own healthcare business. So that being a nurse for decades, step up to the manager level, but then need to knowing that how he present himself and then looking the part, you really push his confidence so that he was confident enough to start his own business. And then he was also starting a new relationship. So he was happier, healthier, also wealthier as well.
Yeah. Yeah, so if he's used to wearing scrubs all those years, that is a big change to,
100%.
dress more professionally, right?
100%. Yeah, because his boss literally pulled him into his office, the director of the company, the hospital. You need to dress better. He was told to dress better because you don't look like a manager. That really made him really frustrating because he didn't know what to do. So when my friend actually was his friend, so my friend introduced him to me. Hey, maybe Jen can help you. So that's how it got really started. Because before then, I was just helping my friends. Helping friends is different than helping someone that whose job is on the line. So I took it very seriously. Oh my God, I'm gonna make it work. And then when I made the work, he got the compliment the next day. They're wearing the new wardrobe and he feeling much better about himself. And he got the compliment next day. He boosted the confidence that, okay, this is great. I could do this job. And then he really excelled at his whole ability to taking care of himself as well as his professional career. So he started his own business.
Awesome. So, yeah, we have so much to talk about today. But first, you were a web designer in fashion. You loved helping your friends. How did you make that move to doing this full time?
So I was really happy with what I was doing as a web designer, but then when I see that like the impact I could make on people's life, because simply they didn't know that looking the part will change their life. Just they just didn't know it, and I didn't know that either until that I witnessed the impact, the influence of being looking the part. So really made me thinking, okay, I was feeling really great when I see them smiling because they see themselves in the mirror, then they can see that they're looking great. When you see yourself in the mirror that you really like what you're seeing in the mirror, everything changed. It changed my life too. So okay, this is what I want to do. Maybe this is what I meant to do, and then I make the decision that okay, I really want to go to full time on this, so I could help more people. So that really gave me that the purpose. It's not just the being a designer and then making things like a beauty and fashion product or a brand appealing to a client or the customer, but then I wouldn't know that how those product or brand will change people's life. I wouldn't know that. I wouldn't know that they got what end goal or what's the outcome. But when I work with these people that changing their lives, and I could see that elevate how much their image can elevate the quality of their life, just everything changed. So I was happier. I was working at night. I work in the weekend. And then at the time that it wasn't work for me. I was thinking about, oh my God, you know what this is actually do if I do this and then they will actually look better. I was thinking about, you know, what other stuff I could do for them. So I kept thinking about, even though I was at work as a web designer. So I saw that this is what I wanted to do. And then all this time, what I learned at work as a web designer for the beauty and fashion, that's actually prepped me to do the stuff that what I do now. Like last night when we had a dinner with my friends, that because I have all this like a retail experience and a design creative strategy, 360 marketing, all that it applies to what I do actually. Because I have a holistic view that what pieces need to be where to make that difference, because that's what I used to do with a brand or a company. But then that same strategy actually applies to people too.
Yeah. And so I know this is going to be most of our conversation today, but why is it so important that we feel good about how we look? You know, I know this is true for me. Like, if I let my hair go too long without a haircut, I don't like it. Or, you know, I need to feel good about the clothes that I'm wearing. So why is that? Why are our looks so important to our success?
Because seeing is believing. So when I saw my clients that they're smiling because they see themselves looking really great in a mirror, that's just something that I don't have to convince them. They're already seeing it. When you see something, you believe it. Very simple. The term is that we often say you cannot judge a by book by its cover, but we do. We judge a book by its cover. If we don't like the book cover, we don't even grab the book, read what's inside, what's the content. We don't even care about what's the content. We just don't like the cover. So we just pass. I'm not interested in it. But when you're looking good, that actually attract people get to know you. They want to know that they're intrigued. Oh, who is the person? Like the other day, actually, I was just sitting in this subway. It's very crowded. But then this lady literally came up to me. I really love how you look. I was just sitting there. I didn't even see her coming to me until she literally tapped me and then talked to me. I love how you look. I mean, I didn't mean to attract her to telling me that. However, how I look and then put together that attract the people, and then she just came to me saying that, and then she just left the subway. That was it. But then you feel thinking about that. What if it was a business event? What if it was an important meeting that you walk into? And then you will be people we all do the same. We judge each other unintentionally, obviously, but subconsciously we do all the time. So why not make that whole every impression count? It actually start with you, because when you feel good about yourself, but your posture change because you feel good about yourself, so that you stand taller. Also, your voice have a more weight because you're confident about what you say, about the things that you want to share with others. The whole change, the whole demeanor change, and the vibe change. That actually start with you. So, like you said, if you don't like the when your hair just grow too long, and then you want to wear that what you feel like that you look good, that whole thing actually attract the people to bring the attention without you screaming, look at me. You don't need to, because you look actually say 1,000 words before you say a word. So that's why it's very important that how you present yourself. So that if you are going to this network event or this business meeting or even just interview for the new job, if you look better and then you know that you look great about, then you will really bring your confidence up and you'll be more assertive of your opinions, and then you'll be more confident to share. And then those confident actually attract more people, that attract more opportunities. So give you the options to choose. Now you have upper hand. It
Yeah,
give you the upper hand.
I was going to ask you about that because if we feel good about ourselves and how we look, then we are more confident. And in addition to looking good, the confidence is attractive itself.
Absolutely, absolutely. That give you the more opportunities. I mean, there's just so many things going on like every day. There's a lot of noise around there too. But what if you just stand out simply because you're looking great? I mean, I was literally sitting in this subway, the train, that was packed of people, and it wasn't like I was standing or I was doing anything. I was just sitting there. But then the how I looked, it attracted this random stranger came
Yeah.
to me. That was enough to attract the people saying that I love how you look. She didn't have to say that, but you really compel her to. She wanted to tell me that how it was a really great experience actually, because the way I look, it actually attracted the strangers, and then they gave me that compliments, and then she left.
Yeah. So Jen, how do you start with clients? You have a new client. What do you start with?
So when I have a new client, we talked about why do the person think that need image consulting? Because we need to thinking about the why and then how we're gonna achieve the goal. So we talk about a lot of stuff. So it's not about like what they wear and then what color it will be good for them or the what kind of fit. The whole thing is actually secondary. Because once you know that what you want to achieve, that clarity actually give you that motivation because you now you know that okay, this is what I want to be and how I want to be the one. Then every step it's going to be applied to achieve the goal. If you don't know that where you're going, it's like you're walking in this like a fog. You don't know that which direction you're going. But then when we have that first meeting with my client, we have an entire roadmap with the light on, with the compass on, so they know that which direction we're going to, which step we are taking, so they have a clarity that, okay, this is what we're doing. So that's a very important thing about knowing that clear goal because that's going to be your motivation. And then every step is going to be how we are actually achieving the goal.
Yeah. So we're definitely talking about inner beauty. We've been talking about outer beauty. How does that correspond with inner beauty and how do they relate to each other?
So as Style Konsult, what we do, we use this outside in method,
Okay.
not inside out. Because once you look good, it kept you motivating to get better. So when you changing the outside, it's very quick. It's the wardrobe or the even haircut, and then the accessories. That's easy to change. You just need to wear the different wardrobes. But then the instant change that boosts your confidence immediately because you're looking good. So once you do that, now we have a time to work on your inner beauty. Because when you're working on the inner beauty, you really cannot see it. It takes a time. And then you need to be patient and then you need to get the routine because what you do, small things every day, it add up to the huge impact at the end. But then when you start from outside, because you're already confident you could achieve that inner beauty, it give you that motivation. So that's why we start from outside. What you can see that you can believe it's happening in front of your eyes, Then we're working on your inner beauty along the way.
And how does this all fit in how you look to your personal brand?
Your personal brand is actually based on how you look. Because when people see that, people believe that's who you are. Because align with your look, with your brand is very important. So alignment is about consistency with intention. So when people see that, like sometimes you probably meet someone that, hey, when I saw this person online or read what this person wrote about, but then when you kind of have a meeting online or talking to them, there's some people, it's not what I thought would be. Actually, they sound different, or they the whole thing is kind of off. It's not something that I expected. That actually it breaks the trust. That takes like just a second that something is not right. What else am I missing? Or this person is not the person that I thought who would be. So the alignment is not just the look. Your alignment is like your look, your value, and then your mission and then your goal. So everything needs to be actually consistent. So that I always have the voice about the importance about consistency. Consistency that build a trust, that make you be dependable. It also make you that people can count on you because you are who you are. You know that we talk about the face value. We need to be that one you are saying that who you are, but then it's not just saying, it's also doing too. So align your image with your personal brand. That really close the gap, and then people seeing that, oh, this person is what they're saying. What I see is who he is or who she is. So it's very important that your look is the first page, that's the cover that people see you, but then your brand is a whole book. So if you have this cover, let's say that your cover is about finance, but then the context is about fitness. Dewey, why are you talking about finance if you're the fitness guy? It makes no sense. So you actually need to be what you presented with your image, that needs to be aligned with your personal brand.
Yeah. And how does all that play into building our authority?
When you are consistent about what you say, it brings the clarity. Okay, this person is who this person is, and it make you the expert because you are sharing the same insight value of a specific topic that make you the expert. But that you are not just talking about general things, but that you have this knowledge you share with others. So, but it consistently, it's the same thing. That's very important. That's what the whole alignment and consistency that build up people's trust. That's why if there's any misalignment, it breaks the trust in the people doubting you, your expertise, or the doubting that maybe this person is not who the person thinks that, or saying that who this person is.
Yeah. So I know all of this helps build confidence. What do you do to help clients build confidence when they're lacking?
Well, actually, I do have a client who literally say that I'm ugly. How can I do this?
Yeah, yeah. So how do you help someone that's feeling
I
that way about themselves?
exactly. So that when you actually have a self-doubt, it's more like you need some validation. So what I give it, make sure is that I just say straight out, do not, just don't. You're not ugly. It's just in your head, and then you are not ugly, so they don't even say that. So what I give to them is like a solid validation. You need to actually be heard. You need to hear that you are not, if you have self-doubt, because it's usually in your head. And then when you share it, I really appreciate that actually he said that. Because if that's what he was thinking, he need to voice out. When you actually keep in your head, it's not going anywhere. It's just you literally like circling the same self-doubt. But if in order to break yourself down, you need to say it. That's how you actually break the cycle. Then you will get the help that validation from outside. So you will not get back to your cycle again. So now he doesn't say anymore. He doesn't say that I'm ugly because he knows that he is not. Because I gave him the solid validation. You are not. You're just not. There's no because you're not. So when you people talk about so why you think that like this is, but sometimes there's no reason. Sometimes there's just a fact. If you want to find the reason why it's not, you will never get to where you want to go. It's all about changing your perspective. So that let's say that there is a ball, and I think they're actually experimenting that done that before. So if we have this, let's say, am I have it here? No. So let's say you have a ball, but the half is black and the half is white. But then the people who in this side they only see white, have this side they will see only black. But then if you to change the perspective, and then that's how people have a misalignment. But then when you start seeing that whole picture, that literally give you the, oh, maybe I am not. It just, I didn't see the other side of it. So that what I give to my clients that give them the different perspective. So that that's not how, maybe that's the only thing that you see. However, actually there is the other side of it. Sometimes when you have self-doubt, it's not easy to see the other side, not even pick up maybe there's another option. So what I give to them is that there is a different way to see this. Let's look at the other side of it.
Yeah, I love that. And, I don't want anybody to think that they're ugly. I think maybe if they've thought that, maybe that's kind of crept into them not taking care of themselves. But by taking care of themselves, they can feel more confident, more beautiful if the opposite of ugly. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, but sometimes that you just need to have like a simple phrase that you are not. Just
Okay.
sometimes that simple phrase can break the cycle because self-rejection is really real. Because sometimes that we reject ourselves before ever started. So that what I want my client is that they're very successful, by the way. They're very successful. they they from outside, you don't even see that they would think something like that. But then when they say something, the meaning that it really they've been thinking about it for a long time. When you actually say something out loud, it's not something that you're just thinking about it at the spot. A lot of times that you had that thought for a long time. So that what I want them to do is that simply just flip the coin. It's just not. Let you see that the other side of it. Let you flip the coin. That's it. But sometimes they don't even see that. If there's the other side, they can see it. So that's what you need a help. Like because it's sometimes what if I just flip it and then see the other side and maybe that will be different. But
Yes. So you're saying it's really about also changing our thoughts around,
exactly,
and stop telling ourselves whatever this negative thing is that we've been telling ourselves.
exactly. So sometimes it's just as easy as just to flip the coin and then see the other side. Maybe you only see the head, but the other side is in the tail.
Yeah. So Jen, how do you define success? What does that mean to you?
It's about how happy you are. It's not about a compare because we're very easy to compare to the others, but then we all have a different value. So what's important for you, and then you actually set your success. Actually, we talked about this one last night as well at the dinner, because she's just still working for the corporate, and then I have my own business going on. So that our standards are different. So I always looking for how can I move more from my calendar? I'm very focusing on doing less than doing more. But then her point of view is that she needs to do more because she is working for corporate. That's how she actually maintain her status because she's high up. So she's doing more, but I'm doing less. But then it doesn't mean that she's more successful or I'm more successful. It's we all have a different standard and then see that how the success actually mean to me. To me, the first success means that doing less so that I can enjoy doing more the stuff that I enjoy. So for everyone, it's very easy to compare who's doing more and then who has more or who's doing what. But then they really need to thinking about it's relevant to you. It's all about the relevancy. I don't want to like do all that like whole the stuff that maybe like other people do because it looks very attractive, but it's just not me. I wouldn't enjoy it. And then it then means that it's not success. So, but they're very successful people, and then they are very highly motivated. They achieve a lot. But then you just need to see that what success actually mean to you. It needs to be relevant to your value.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you mostly focus on men, is that true?
100%, yes, because
Yeah.
the very first claim was also the nurse was a man.
Okay. So why the focus on men for you?
I Because I guess because I was more accustomed to helping guy friends, that's
Okay.
how I started. Because now I'm thinking about it, I was doing image consulting for so long. Like even before that, that's what term of image consulting. That literally like started back in when I was in junior high school. So I helped my friends putting a wardrobe together to go to date. I even, because we are young, so I even dye their hair and then make them look great so that they could get a date or they feel more confident about themselves. I knew exactly what they have in their closet. So they literally call me, hey, I have the date to go on, what should I wear? Because we were all in school. So the dating was a huge part. But then when I was getting like a more like a start working, then I start helping my guy friends around me so that they can present themselves better, so they can get a promotion or they have a more better, more steady relationship. And then now that they have their own business. So I see that like I'm more accustomed to because the men don't ask how they should wear. Unlike a woman, we have a friend. We ask each other, "Hey, what do you think about this? Should I wear this? Or what do you think about the hairstyle?" But men don't do. And then that's what they need help unless they have a significant other to ask. But then usually you wouldn't ask your guy friend, "Hey, dude, what do you think about my shirt today?" You know?
Yeah, great. That's a great point. And in lots of areas, men are less likely to ask for help. That's true.
No, I mean, seriously, there men don't ask for like about fashion advice or the style advice or hey, what do you think of my hair today? They don't do that. That's why I think I have my guy friends. I knew what they needed, so that they also very appreciate that. I don't ask them. I don't ask what they need. Hey, this is what you need. You need to wear this. Let you do this, and then I change their hairstyle, change the hair color and then just build the entire wardrobe for them, and then they just loved it. That's how it worked. So that's how I help my clients too. It's more like I don't ask them what they need. That's what I did the first meeting that we have, that we talk about their goal. Once I understand where they want to be, then I can tell them what to do. And then they have an entire roadmap with each step. They will know that what kind of step they will be taking. I'm not asking them what they think that they need to do achieve their goal. I don't ask that kind of question because they wouldn't know what kind of steps they need to take. So I give them the entire framework. This is what you need to do, period.
Yeah. So what advice do you have for staying up on the latest fashions and trends, especially for men?
Well, About trend, it actually have a 10 year cycle. However, what you need to focus as a man is that something that's timeless because you actually need only few pieces to make your wardrobe and they look great. However, you don't want to look like others. If you take a look at the models and all that, they look great because clothes wear models. Models don't wear clothes. When I working on fashion, we chose a model to make the clothes look better. However, real time, we wear clothes, not the clothes wear us. So that's why you will never look like what you'll see in the advertising or a model. It's not going to happen because the entire process would need to be flipped. We wear clothes, model, clothes wear model. So what you need to actually focus is that finding what actually make you look good and feel good about yourself. Also, what you wear, it should be very comfortable because you'll be wearing the clothes and over. If you feel uncomfortable and you feel like you look like someone else but not yourself, then it's not the right image. So finding what works for you is very important. Remember, you wear clothes, not the clothes wear you.
Yeah. And then what about someone that's starting out with a tight budget?
Okay, so that the budget, it shouldn't be a problem because the looking good, it's not about breaking the bank.
Okay, that's good to know.
100%. Then I always tell people that you already have a few pieces that you could use a mix and match. I don't think that you should throw away everything in the rebuilding. That is not the a way to do it. Because if you have a certain pieces you like it, and then you have a certain pieces you already know that you keep wearing it because you're comfortable with that piece. Then you build your entire look around it because that is a part of you. That make you you. That's a part of your personality and a part of your character. So that what you actually need to do is that if you want to look better, you need to find those pieces that really make you feel comfortable, feel confidence. If you cannot find it, then first, if you really have a tight budget, then you will be actually investing with your time. Because when you go to the mall or the stores, try the clothes as many as possible. Try it on, cost you nothing, but it's gonna cost you time and energy. But then once you start knowing that there's certain pieces that you can see yourself in the mirror look better than the other, you feel more confident than other, and then you can see that, oh, this is something I could wear all the time. That but you will be learning it by investing your time. So it will be take a little longer. But if you do have a budget that you can invest it in your image, I highly recommending working with an expert because they will tell you what to do. You get your whole thing within just a few hours. Then you will be building that whole routine that you can do in over and over so that you get comfortable and then you can see that how the entire process will make your life much easier.
Yeah, we talked before and you also said there's some other things that you do with your clients, you know, to help them with their image. What are those other things besides, the clothes they're wearing?
The clothes is just one aspect, actually, because when you want to look 100% great and then feel confident, the clothes is where we start because when you see yourself in the mirror, it motivates you keep improving yourself. So it's all about the posture and your communication skills and then how you present yourself. And then if you have a meeting, how you actually going to be interact with others so that it's actually a whole package. If you're thinking about it, image is not just your look like we talked about it, when you see someone or meet someone, and when you start talking to them, you feel it off then because they are not who you think they are. So you want to be aligned with every aspect. Look, how you talk, how you present yourself, and then how you take care of yourself, because what you do every day count. Because that little steps that compounds to bigger impact. So what we do, we start with the outside, but we build a routine. That's something that you will be doing every day. And then this, so it's more like a become like a breathing air rather than you thinking about doing it. Like my case, that I have a by pure routine that I do same thing for over 20 years actually. So that the now I do it without thinking it, because my body remembers. So that's what you want to do. Your body remembers how you feel when you do the stuff. And then when you actually keep doing it consistently, it becomes a part of your routine. So you don't have to thinking about it. So you get better and better.
Yeah, so it's also just part of taking care of yourself, whether that be exercise or other things.
Absolutely. It's a whole package.
Whole
Because
package.
when you are fit, you obviously your clothes look better too. So it's also when you take care about your grooming, when you do every day, you look actually better every day. Because one of the things that I highly recommending have the daily routine for your grooming, because skin is the one clothes you're born with and then you cannot take off. So if you want to look better, the first thing that you do, obviously the outer, the wardrobe, but you really need to take care of your skin, your grooming. So when you're thinking that if you go to the dermatologist like once a year, you will do nothing. But if you do small steps every day, it compound. I look actually better than when was in 30s. So I'm turning 49 this year. And then so when I compare myself in 10 years ago, I look better now.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Thanks.
Jen, this has been an awesome conversation, very helpful. Is there anything else you want to add today?
Well, let me know if you have any questions. I'm here to answer about how you can actually improve yourself. And then you can contact me at styleconsult.com.
Okay, that sounds wonderful. Thanks again, Jen, for this great conversation.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. I hope you take the time to explore other episodes and learn from other amazing guests. Remember, if you're interested in getting to know yourself better, there is now a free Type Finder personality assessment on the Quiet and Strong website. This free assessment will give you a brief report, including the four-letter Myers-Briggs code. I'll add a link in the show notes. And I'd love to connect with you. Reach out at david@quietandstrong.com or check out the quietandstrong.com website, which includes blog posts and links to social media for Quiet and Strong and much more. Send me topics or guests you would like to see on the show. So many great things about being an introvert, and so we need those to be understood. Get to know your introverted strengths and needs and be strong.